Welcome to another episode of Philosophy, and today I'm going to be talking about a website's domain and host. Now, if you have plans in developing a website, there are two things that you need to consider. First, your domain, and second, your host. First, I'm going to talk about a host. What is a host? Remember when we had to define what a website is? So let's recap. A website is a bunch of files stored in a computer which is accessible through the internet by anyone from anywhere by any given time. Now these files, they're actually stored in a computer. A computer is a device. Every device that we use has a particular ID. So the phone, the laptop, the PC, your tablet, all these devices have an identifier. And this identifier is called an IP address. So an IP address is the Internet Protocol. That's an actual identifier that consists of several numbers separated with a decimal point. To give you an example on how IP addresses looks like, here's an example. Every device has this particular set of numbers in order to be identified on a network, just like the internet. So that particular server where your files are stored has an identifier or an IP which we can type in a browser and access those files through those numbers. This was how we had to access websites in the past, by memorizing a set of numbers separated by decimal points. When more people started publishing websites, this was a main problem for everyone to memorize a particular set of numbers. So in order to go to a website that talks about cooking or talks about selling cars, they needed to memorize those particular set of numbers, which was a complete headache. And everyone had a list of numbers in order to access those websites. Lucky for us, in the year 1998, the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, which is a nonprofit organization, or the ICANN, was organized and responsible for coordinating the maintenance and procedures of several databases related to its namespaces and universal numbers of the Internet. Okay, that was a mouthful. But they came up with a solution, and that solution was domain names. I'm talking about the .coms, the .net, the .org, the .info, and so on. These domain names were assigned in order to mask those IP addresses. If you had a host with a set of numbers in order to be accessed, a domain name would be a particular word which you could type in a browser that can be connected to your host. So, domain name, host, connected, problem solved. That is why every time you build a website, you need to really consider a good name for your website in order for your users or viewers or customers to be able to visit your website with ease. So if I wanted to go to Facebook, all I have to do is type in facebook.com, and that will connect me to the servers of Facebook and access my profiles, chat with my friends, upload pictures, and so on. Without that domain name, it'll be so hard for me to memorize a set of numbers, which is, for example, 192.101.8.6. Now, that would be a tedious way to memorize a set of numbers just to access Facebook. Luckily, with the ICANN coming in, they solved this problem for us. And with that came the ease for us to use the internet and access websites with just memorizing the words in our heads. So just a quick recap. A host is a computer or a server which stores all your files in order to be accessed through the internet. That server has a particular set of numbers in order to be identified on the internet. A domain is a bunch of words that you could purchase based on your customization, based on your likings, which you can connect to the server in order for your clients and viewers to have the ease to access your website. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like it. Make sure you subscribe to get the latest video and updates every week. If you got any questions about websites, make sure you hit me up on all major social medias at Philip Soriano.